Hey guys, how's it going? So we are here for another gun review, and today we're going to be looking at the RETAY GPS shotgun. So now the GPS stands for Geometric Pump System, and RETAY is primarily known for their semi-automatic shotguns, and to be honest, this might be the only or one of the only pump action shotguns that RETAY makes. So now RETAY did send me this shotgun as part of something on my ProCaliber HQ channel almost a year ago, just to take this thing out, field test it, carry it around, because 12 gauge is a very versatile weapon platform to carry with you whenever you're in the woods or in the mountains, because you can carry such a wide range of ammunition for different size game, from squirrel and rabbit, all the way up to deer, bear, whatever you need to do. And you can also get adapters, like I've got a 22 long rifle adapter that can go in 12 gauge. Those typically do work better in break action shotguns, but they will function in a pump as well. So as that, I do have both barrels. Now I believe this is just the field model, just based off how this lower forearm design is, and then like looking at their website. But this is the 28-inch barrel, and then I also have the 18-inch barrel, and we're going to be shooting both of these today. Now normally whenever I am carrying this around in the woods, so far I pretty much only carried the 18-inch barrel, except for I put this one on during turkey season. But I do the 18-inch barrel because I tend to go through thick brush. I'm not always following any type of trail. Normally if I'm on a trail, it is a game trail or something. If not, I'm just cutting through thick brush. So just having a really shorter, shotgun or something that I can throw over my shoulder, and it's not going to be in the way, because this right here, that is a, it's a fairly long barrel. But yeah, this thing has a 3-inch chamber. The way it comes, you can have 4+1 of 2 3/4 inch shells. This thing's base weight is coming in at about 6 pounds and 10 ounces, based off of what they have on their website. And I gotta say, it's a very light gun, because the stock material is a molded matte black ABS. The receiver is aluminum, and then the barrel is drilled bowler steel, and it's chrome lined. It's supposed to have about a 3-inch travel for your pump action, and then you just have the standard button safety down here right behind the trigger. So very straightforward, simple shotgun. You also do have sling mounts, like up here at the end of your magazine tube is a swivel sling mount. And whenever I did have the short barrel on it, I had a Titan Survivor cord sling that I would use. Normally I don't ever use a sling on my weapons, but with that shotgun I was also testing out that sling, so I wanted to see how that worked, and I didn't hate it, but I still think that 90% of the time I'm going to be going without a sling, and I definitely left it off today just because we're going to be changing out these barrels, and then you have to take that off anyway. So, and then now mine did come with the different chokes. Like going into the box here, right here is our 18-inch barrel. Right now, the way that I prefer to run mine is in the 18-inch barrel I have a full choke, and then in the 28-inch barrel I run the modified choke, and I've just found that works best with the type of hunting and stuff that I do and the types of ranges I'm typically dealing with. But we also have a cylinder choke, and we have another modified choke. I don't remember with the barrels which ones that are currently in there, because one of them come with one in it, and then one didn't have one in it, and then the 3 right here was the cylinder, the modified, and then the full was there. So I'm assuming one of these had to have come with a modified choke in it, and I think it was the 28-inch barrel. And then our choke keys in here along with the rest of the paperwork. And I guess then the only other thing to note is the 28-inch barrel has a slightly different front sight on it. The 18-inch barrel just has like a plain white painted dot, and then the 28-inch barrel has like a fiber optic red front sight. And I will say personally, I'm more of a fan of the white painted dot, because in low light I found that front red sight is kind of hard to distinguish, especially if you're in like fall conditions when there's a lot of reds and stuff already around. But even with dark greens and stuff, as soon as it starts to get late in the evening, that red sight it doesn't contrast well with shadows. That's probably really the only minor thing that I would change personally. So now if you watched the last video, which we was looking at that Bear Creek 22, just like with that, I have intentionally not cleaned this receiver. I have put about 200 shells through this shotgun with the short barrel here, the 18-inch barrel. And I've only put, I don't know, probably 20 some rounds through it with the long barrel, just because this is the one that I always keep on it. But with that said, I've also had this one out in the elements the most out of like all the shotguns and rifles that I've carried over the past year. This has been the primary one I took with me, again, because of the 12 gauge versatility. And it's got rain in it, it's got dirt, debris in it. I've had it set up at camp. I accidentally kicked dirt and stuff up into the receiver. And aside from just wiping out obvious signs of stuff, I've not given this thing a deep clean, and I've yet to have any issue with it. The only issue that I've found with this is you can overload it, in terms of you can fit like 5 rounds in the tube if you really push it, and then it won't feed properly, and that's just operator error, because it's meant to have 4 in the tube, and then you can plus up with 1 in the chamber. Keep that in mind if you get it. Because I was letting somebody else shoot it. They loaded 5 up into it, and then it wouldn't cycle properly. And I forgot to tell them that. Something to take note of. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and load this bad boy up. Make sure safety's on, and then load this thing up. And today we're just using some 8-shot target rounds. I've not quite got my range set back up. We was doing mowing and everything, as you can tell. So everything had to be moved, but since I am, relaunching the shooting channel here, I will get this area back up and running. But believe it or not, even though I shoot down here, this is a main path for deer. So sometimes I'll take and hunt down at this spot. I'm not going to clutter it up too much until like right after deer season, but we'll still get stuff a little bit more interactive. But this will do for the first few gun review videos that we do down here. So I'm just going to be going probably from about 30-ish yards. I feel like 30, maybe we can push it back to 40, but with the target rounds, and then just on that cardboard, just kind of see, what the spread and everything's like, and then we'll tape over it when we switch to the smaller barrel. Okay, so at 32 yards, that right there is what we're looking like with a 28-inch barrel, modified choke. At that distance, our wads are still flying through here. That one went through. 2 might even went through right there, or it just flew through sideways. There's an impact from 1. That might just got shredded right there. The impact from that right there, an impact from 1 right there. Overall, that is a solid spread. The target did shift a bit. I don't know if it'll show up on the action cam footage whenever I showed it, but it seemed like this did shift down a bit, and we kind of started to shoot just slightly up and left. Let's take and change out the barrels, and I'm going to tape over that, and we'll see what the 18-inch barrel is looking like. And then swapping out the barrels is plenty quick. Boom, and there you go. So that is the 18-inch barrel. So now, as you can see, that right there is a nice and small, short profile shotgun. You could even get, I'd say, a bit of a reduced stock on this if you wanted it, but I think that this size and then this thing's weight overall is just really, really nice for a bush gun. So now let's take some shots at the target with this bad boy at the exact same range. So you got 18-inch barrel, full choke. And that knocked it down first go around. Like I said, that full choke, it packs a nice solid punch, even though we have a reduction in the barrel. So we're just going to shoot for that target, even though she's on the ground now. That's all she wrote. Yeah, obviously that first hit was direct on the white there, and you can see we've really eat that stick up, and that's what happened. That center, that was just a dead center impact with a nice tight spread of bullets, and that just knocked her stick down. Because I had this thing drove in the ground almost like a foot upward, so it was in there. And then all those streak marks just where we took and blasted her while she was on the ground. But it's safe to say this shotgun does hold a tight spread. The chokes that they use are really solid, really consistent. Yeah, now I just have to take and I'll stick this back up and see if we can shoot it again without like knocking it down, just see what happens. Alright guys, there you go. So that is the RETAY GPS shotgun. I will say that the compact version is my favorite. Whenever I was looking right before making this video, you got to remember prices change drastically all the time. But this is what I would consider to be, like I said, a solid budget pump action shotgun, with the long barreled version coming in at $280. This compact short barreled version coming in at $270. But I even seen on certain websites where they have brand new ones going for right at $200. So it's like, if you can find one of these for $200, you can't go wrong there. But still, for the sub $300 price tag, I'd buy one of these shotguns, you know, every day of the week. That's a really solid price for a solid shotgun. You know, as soon as I run into an issue with one of these, I'll let you know, because I'm still going to carry this short barreled version, because I think at the moment this is the shortest barreled 12 gauge that I own. It's just really nice and convenient to carry around, especially as light as it is. And since I haven't had any issue with you know, environmental factors affecting how it functions, I'm more than comfortable, you know, continuing to carry it with me. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. So I really appreciate you watching the video. Make sure to watch the previous video on that Bear Creek 22 long rifle. I will put a link in the description to everything that I used here. Obviously with this one there really wasn't that much going on aside from the shotgun itself. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you have not already, share this channel with your friends, family, anybody that enjoys shooting and anything around shooting, because I do have a lot of things that I like to do with this channel. So let's see how fast we can get to 1K subs. Hit me up in that comment section, thoughts, questions, opinions, whatever other guns you would like to see me cover in the future, or firearm accessories. And with that said, guys, until the next one, adios.